The Wonder of Stardom Championship was introduced on June 26th of 2011. It was designed to resemble the All-Pacific Championship title belt from the promotion AJW. The first match for the title was held between Yuzuki Aikawa and Yoshiko. The match took place on July 24th, 2011, and the first champion was crowned. In the beginning, the rules set for this particular belt was that only Stardom wrestlers could challenge for it. That changed after the first champion and has since been just a second main title belt to the promotion. Some of the biggest names to come from Stardom have held this belt, and it's kind of become an uplifting belt, allowing people lower on the card to be raised up into the top card. Starting with the first champion to hold the belt, Yuzuki Aikawa, also known as Yuzupan. She was at one point one of the most popular gravure models in Japan. Stardom decided to put this belt on her for two reasons. One, she's pretty skilled in the ring, and two, she had name recognition for people outside of wrestling. It was a smart move and definitely helped Stardom get on the map. She had a record title reign, holding the belt for a total of 618 days, which is still the record for longest reign. It was needed back in the day, but with how current Stardom is, don't expect anyone to ever come close to beating this record. Her defenses in order are Io Shirai, Arisa Hoshiki, Miho Wakazawa, Yoko Bito, Act Yasukawa, Kairi Hojo, Natsumi Shozuki, and then Act Yasukawa again. She was never defeated for the title, instead retiring and giving up the title at the same time. The title she held was offered to her as a going-away gift from Stardom, and another title was commissioned. In the early days, this belt wasn't quite the workhorse title it is now. As you can see, she held the belt for almost 2 years and only defended it 8 times. The title was vacant and needed a new champion. On April 29, 2013, Dark Angel and Act Yasukawa had a singles match for the title. Dark Angel won the title and became not only the first foreigner to challenge for it, but win it as well. She held the title for 189 days, defending it only 3 times. Her defenses are against Miho Wakazawa, Yuhi, and Takumi Iroha, before finally losing it to Act Yasukawa. Act would then go on to hold the title for about 234 days, for about 4 defenses. It's crazy to think that this title would later become the workhorse title, having a defense almost every month. She defended it against Kelly Skater, Kairi Hojo, Takumi Iroha, and Yuhi. This title, since its introduction, has been vacated 4 times, the first being relinquished by Yuzupan. 2 of the 4 is by Act Yasukawa. She would go on to hold it until being forced to vacate it because of a thyroid issue. Act had always been sickly, and this is just one of the many sorrows of her career. With the title vacated for a second time, there needed to be a new champion. Mayu Iwatani was the next to hold the title, and the first of the Daughters of Stardom to hold it. Mayu fought against Miho Wakazawa in the finals of a 4-woman tournament for the title, and won. She held it for 4 months before her first and only defense against Miho Wakazawa again. She would then lose it to Act Yasukawa about 2 months later. Not much can be said about this reign, as I could only find footage of her only defense. Her winning the belt is lost in the ether as far as I can tell. Act Yasukawa, coming back from medical issues, made a huge impact with re-winning the white belt. She was never beaten for it in the first place. Unfortunately, she wouldn't be champion for long. She didn't even get a single defense. On February 22nd of 2015, Act challenged for the World of Stardom title against Yoshiko. This match ended with Yoshiko beating Act for real, causing her massive injuries that would later lead to Act retiring from wrestling altogether. It's known as the Incident. So once again, for the 3rd time, the title is vacated. It wasn't until May 17th of 2015 before the next champion was crowned. The match for the title was between 2 wrestlers, Nikki Storm, who is currently in the WWE named Nikki Cross, and Io Shirai. Io Shirai would then go on to hold the belt for 190 days, with 7 defenses. She defended against the names of Starfire, Nikki Storm, Queen Maya, Hudson Envy, Dark Angel, Mia Yim, and Sendai Sachiko. She went on to lose the title to Santana Garrett in a title versus title match, with Santana putting up her NWA World Women's title. Io Shirai had already made a name for herself, but she had raised quite a lot with this title reign. Santana Garrett is the only other foreigner who is not signed to Stardom who won the belt. She held it for 174 days with 9 defenses. Almost all of her defenses took place outside of Stardom, with only one being in Stardom against Kairi Hojo. She wouldn't defend it in Stardom again until losing the title to Kairi Hojo on May 15th of 2016. Santana would be the last non-signed wrestler to hold the white belt, and the last foreigner. Since her dropping it, the white belt has slowly started to become the most important belt in the promotion. Kairi Hojo would finally go on to win it for the first time, achieving a long-time dream of hers. She had challenged for it many times before this, but always failing or having some injury prevent her from challenging. After winning it, Kairi would hold the belt for 364 days, collapsing most of the title reigns up until that point. She would defend it 8 times against Viper, Chelsea Green, Hazuki, Nixon Newell, Jungle Kiona, Konami, and Hana Kimura. Kairi did her part for a year to rise the white belt, which would later be elevated much higher than ever before. Kairi would then lose it to one of her friends and longtime partners, Mayu Iwatani, another member of the Daughters of Stardom. This was shortly after the betrayal by Io. Mayu wouldn't let that keep her down, and she rose up to become the second person to hold the white belt twice, and also the only person to hold the red belt and the white belt at the same time. She would go on to defend it twice against Hana Kimura and Viper before dropping it to Yoko Bito after 132 days. Yoko Bito would then only hold the title for a short 57 days, making this the shortest reign in the entire history of the belt. She defended it 2 times against Jungle Kiona and Takumi Iroha. This title reign was really a going-away present, as she retired right after her reign with the title. She lost the title to Io Shirai on November 19, 2017, which set into motion the final nail in the coffin of making the white belt the most important title. This is the title reign that really changed everything. But surprisingly, it wasn't because of the challengers, but the person holding the title itself. Io Shirai during this time was more of an unbeatable god. She was just above everyone, and it wasn't even close. During this reign, she elevated the white belt to be the main belt, above the red belt. She held it for 185 days with a record-breaking 10 defenses against names like Chardonnay, Kelly Klein, Hazuki, Rachel Ellering, Nicole Savoy, Momo Watanabe, Bea Priestley, Mary Apache, Martina, and Kagetsu. She set the standard for the white belt, essentially turning it into the workhorse title. After her reign, she dropped the title to Momo Watanabe, one of her underlings in Queen's Quest. Momo became white belt champion on May 23rd of 2018. This title reign is pretty much the best reign the belt has ever had. She held the belt for 358 days with 13 defenses, breaking the record. She also has the record for youngest winner at 18 years and 62 days old. She defended against Jungle Kiona twice, Diana Perazzo, Hazuki, Saki Kashima, Kagetsu, Mayu Iwatani, Natsu Sumire, Natsuko Tora, Tam Nakano, Jamie Hayter, Andres Miyagi, and Utami Hayashishita. She took a belt that had been elevated and kept it there, and raised it even more. This reign is still to many the best singles belt run in Stardom. Next we have the last champion we had, Arisa Hoshiki. She won the title off Momo on May 16th of 2019 and went on to hold it for 370 days before vacating the title due to injuries. She defended it a total of 10 times. This reign is when another quality of this belt was made aware. Not only was it the workhorse belt, it was also a belt of uplifting. Twice in a row, someone won this belt and was thrust into the main event status. Arisa was rocky at first, but eventually came around and put on some of the best matches ever. Her match against Tam is personally one of the best matches of Stardom history. She defended the title against Tam Nakano, Roxy, Hazuki, Jungle Kiona, Avery, Kagetsu, Jamie Hayter, Konami, Utami Hayashishita, and Bea Priestley. With the title belt vacated, no one is sure what is going to happen, whether they will do a tournament or just have 2 people face off each other for it. Before the coronavirus put wrestling on hold, it seemed like Julia was going to take the belt from Arisa, but we'll never know for sure. Whether they hold a tournament or just have Julia and Natsuko fight for it since they had title shots. Either way, it's very likely that the next champion will continue the trend of putting on amazing matches and doing it every month. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys all liked it and learned something. I'd like to take this time to shout out my Patreon supporters. Everyone with the $3 and up Patreon tier gets a shout out at the end of my videos. Sometimes I forget, but I try to make it as consistent as possible. Starting off with Smack It Down Podcast, Miss Solar, Justin Haranis, K-Master of None, and Tokyo Cyber Drifter. Thank you all. Thank you every single one of you. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well.